Hey guys, welcome back to another 10-minute pep talk on the Building Better People podcast. Today, what I want to talk about is the idea of pushing through discomfort in order to make progress in your fitness journey. Other people might call it just getting comfortable with the uncomfortable. And you've probably heard that saying, and I don't know how you feel about it whenever you hear that, but most of us, if we're completely honest, we really don't like to get uncomfortable. And I will tell you right now, if you're ever going to push past plateaus or ever going to make progress in your fitness journey, it's going to require you to get uncomfortable. Today specifically, because we are in the 2-week period of our BCS Classic Online Qualifier, I'm actually going to talk about how this applies to the competition and the kind of internal competition that you have with yourself, possibly with other people. And I'm going to tie this into the BCS Classic Online Qualifier, and I really encourage you to sign up, especially if you're on the fence or if you're thinking about doing it and the only thing holding you back is kind of fear or concern of how you will do. So I'm going to go back to my fitness journey. I'm going to talk about specifically when I started at 18 years old, and I went out for a 2-mile run that you've probably heard me talk about on several occasions. The reason I talk about it so much is because that 2-mile run actually changed my life. I didn't run very much. If I'm honest, I probably ran maybe a third or a quarter of it because I did a lot of walking on that run. But ultimately what I did, and if to tie that into this, it was very uncomfortable. I was uncomfortable during the run. I was uncomfortable after the run. I was incredibly sore, and I got up and I ran again a few days later. And I went on to run 2 miles 3 days a week for the next 4 months. And that was a catalyst for me. That was exactly what I needed at the time. That was in the year 2000. Fast forward 6 years to the year 2006, and I actually ran a half marathon, 13.1 miles. I'm the last person on the planet that should have ever been capable of running a half marathon. It all started with that 2-mile run 6 years prior to that. And I remember crossing the finish line on the 13.1 miles thinking to myself, I could never do a full marathon. Like that, the thought of running a full marathon, was insane. Well, fast forward 3 years, and in 2009, I actually did run a full marathon. And I went on to run 4 full marathons that year. And so I share that because I really believe in this idea of having to get uncomfortable in order to make progress. And we can apply this to a lot of areas of our lives, but I'm going to hang out in the fitness area. There's people, I own a CrossFit gym. I've been doing CrossFit since 2008. So I'm very familiar with not feeling comfortable in workouts. And I'm very familiar with actually seeing things in workouts, whether it was when I was competing, maybe earlier when I started CrossFit at different competitions, or even in the classes today. I mean, there's certain workouts that, I'm not crazy about, and they expose my weaknesses. And if we're completely honest, that's why we don't want to do things is, our pride, which we all have, does not like to be exposed and show weakness. Pride is, the opposite of that. Your pride wants you to always feel good and confident and capable and like you have it all together. But in reality, there's sometimes that you don't. And when those weaknesses are exposed, our pride doesn't like that. And I believe that CrossFit, the reason it's so effective and the reason that people see such great results is because they have to humble themselves over and over and over, meaning they're I saw a sign one time at a gym. It said, your ego is not your amigo, which for those of you that don't know Spanish, amigo is friend. So, your ego is not your friend. And really the reason it was in a CrossFit gym is because sometimes you can walk into a CrossFit gym and actually not like it, not because it's not a great workout and not because the people are not great. It's because your pride does not like not knowing how to do certain things, or having to learn new things, or, it's very similar to like a new sport, right? It's, I learned to play golf at 23 years of age. And I will tell you this, it was hard. I really think for about 3 years of learning how to play golf, it was very humbling and very difficult. And it was because I had, some great people around me that I was able to play with who weren't necessarily, just making fun of me or actually they were doing the opposite. They were encouraging me and they were patient with me. That's how I learned to play golf. And I'm not a great golfer, but I could easily go out and I could at least play a game and play in a scramble tournament and have fun. But I had to go through those 3 years of really uncomfortable, whether it be practice or playing or tournaments, and, do some really things that didn't look great, made me look really bad. But beyond that came the ability to play golf. And I want to tie this into the BCS Classic Online Qualifier, because here is a competition, right, that's virtual. It's ran in a way that you could do these workouts anywhere. So you don't have to live in Bryan College Station, or you don't have to work out at our gym. You could actually do these workouts. They're CrossFit workouts, so you'd be very familiar with the movements, and it's just like anything else you do at your CrossFit gym. And you could perform these workouts just to test yourself. And the cool thing about these workouts is they're all programmed by Rich Froning. And if you're listening to this podcast, you don't know who that is. He is a 4-time individual champion, 5-time team champion at the CrossFit Games. He comes down to BCS Classic. He's a great individual. He aligns with our values, and he actually is, at the top of CrossFit in terms of performance and programming, and just somebody that, it'd be the equivalent of like playing golf with Phil Mickelson, or a course that he designed, or somebody of that if you're a golfer. Or I always tell people it's like, Peyton Manning of football. And so you get to do these workouts, and you find a partner, and then it'll cost you $40. But here's something really neat is we're taking 100% of that registration. So you're $40 between you and your partner. So that's $20 per person. And we're actually going to donate that to Mayhem Mission. And Mayhem Mission is a nonprofit organization started by Rich Froning, and it's out of his gym, CrossFit Mayhem. And Mayhem Mission meets needs locally and globally. And so they have done a lot of things here. When if you follow them, or if you go to their website, you'll see they have helped with the hurricane relief or tornado disasters. They basically are finding needs domestically here in the U.S. where they can go, and whether it's support financially, support with hands, and then they actually do it internationally. They also have a big fight with human trafficking, and they partner with some other organizations to help do that. They go do mission trips in Africa, and they've gone to South America, and so it's just a great organization. And we feel like that's an organization that we want to support, and therefore 100% of the proceeds from the online qualifier are actually going to go directly to Mayhem Mission. So not only will you be doing a workout that will challenge you, but you are also going to be donating $40 or $20 if you do it individually with your partner to a great organization, a great cause. So let me tell you kind of to wrap this up. The online qualifier is just an opportunity for you to feel a little bit of that, those nerves and kind of that, what I call the jitters before an event, because you will probably be a little nervous before you do it. Whether you do it at your gym, we're here at our gym, we're going to program it into our classes. So if you go to a BoomFit, you should definitely sign up, because you're going to do the workouts anyway in the class. And then you'll go submit your score, and then you'll just see where you are. And you can actually, when you sign up, you can apply or sign up for the RX intermediate division, which is one division, or the scaled division. So if you typically do workouts scaled, then you should sign up for the scaled. But if you are kind of one of those people that, you work out and some to most is RX, well, then I would encourage you to sign up for the RX and intermediate division. And then if you qualify for the event, then you actually will get to compete at the event August 26th, 27th in College Station with your partner. And you'd be invited, you'd be sent an invitation. So this post today, or this pep talk, is specifically to encourage you to get uncomfortable. And I know for some of you, that means signing up for an online qualifier, testing your fitness, and just seeing how you do, and kind of going through these 4 workouts and pushing it and giving it all you have. For others, getting uncomfortable might be signing up for a half marathon, like I did several years ago, or a 5K. It doesn't even have to be a half marathon. But I want you to know that in order to make progress in your fitness journey, it will require you to get uncomfortable. So I hope this encourages you today. I hope that it speaks to something that you're going through right now so that you can apply it. And be sure to continue to tune in the podcast. And if you have a moment and you enjoy what you hear on this podcast, it'd be great to get a review from you on our platform on Apple, or subscribing to the Building Better People podcast. All right, guys, have a great day. Thanks. Bye.